What's going on, everybody? I hope you're doing good. Hope you're enjoying the very tail end of this year's hot and miserable summer. I know for me, I'm thankful it's coming to an end. The one thing I don't like about the winter days is the days are short. It makes getting out and hustling and making up money a little challenging for me, especially, you know, in this business where you have to travel and do all that kind of good stuff. But yeah, I've done several different videos. I've done some videos on how to do things, and I've done some videos on bids, and I've done a little short video on Repair Base, and I've gotten tons of questions about you know, bidding, what is Repair Base, how to use Repair Base, all this other type of stuff. So I plan on doing a video about, you know, going through Repair Base, showing you guys how to log line items and put it in there. And I've had several people ask, you know, what do you mean when you say put it in a Repair Base? Well, you know, I don't just have a photographic memory, and I also don't know the fair market price for every single thing that is required to get these houses back into conveyance condition. So I lean on Repair Base. I use Repair Base because Repair Base knows every little detail. Sometimes it's not right, but I would say 90% of the pricing on Repair Base is very close to the fair market, you know, value of what's going on in your local area or wherever the place may be. But the main reason that I use Repair Base is because I don't want to overcharge on something and not get the work. And I don't want to undercharge on anything, ever. And I don't want to leave any money on the table. So, you know, I know when I'm bidding some things, it's just a shot in the dark. I would look at it and I would say, okay, well, I guess that's probably going to take 2 or 3 hours, and I'd try to come up with an hourly rate, you know, a material list and all this other good stuff. But that just takes a tremendous amount of time. And in this specific industry, to make money, you've got to constantly be hustling. You've got to make the most of every single day that you go to work, and there's just not always a lot of time to sit down at a computer, drum up a material list, and really think through this stuff. So Repair Base just kind of does all that for you, and it makes it pretty quick and painless. If I go to a property and I've got, you know, 30 line items, and I go to log it in Repair Base, I can do it in about 30 minutes, and then when I get the price from Repair Base, generally it's really close to what, you know, I would have come up with had I sat down and spent the hours coming up with a material list and going through that and all this, that, and the other. So Repair Base does save some time. But the big thing is you have to know what to put in Repair Base. Yeah, I've done a couple videos on bids, and it's kind of challenging because when I do my bids, I have a measuring tape and I have to do all of these different photos and time-consuming things that are, you know, required to get this stuff approved. So it's really hard for me. I haven't figured out a good way to make a short video other than just sitting down and explaining stuff. So I decided a few days ago that what I'm going to do is give you one of them little things that goes on your chest that you can put the GoPro on, and I'm just going to do, you know, from start to finish. I'm going to go and I'm going to bid a property, and I'll talk through it, and it'll save me from having to have my hand on a camera, and both my hands can be free. And, you know, I'll just go through and I'll talk through all the different things that I would bid, because listen, there's a quadrillion things you could bid at these properties, but you're trying to get the house to convey. Not every single thing needs to be done, nor will they want to pay for every little thing to get done. So you really have to focus on the things that you know have to be done to get the house to convey, because those are the things that, you know, is going to be approved. And the simpler you make it, the better you make it, the better your photos, the better your measurement photos. All of that is a humongous factor in the time it takes to get the approvals back. And there's one thing that I've learned, and that is, if you do an approval that's worth $40,000 or $50,000, there is a 0% chance that you don't have to go back before you get that approval and take some further justification photos. And I don't mind doing that. I'll drive all over hell's half acre, you know, to go. If I have to go 2-3 times to retake the same photos for a $40,000 or a $50,000 job, I'm going to go and do it because it's worth it to me. And I can somewhat understand if I were forking over that kind of money and everything that I could see was based purely off of photos, I would certainly want lots and lots and lots and lots of proof and justification that I have to spend this money. So I get it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to strap this camera to my chest. I'm going to go through and I'm just going to start recording bids after bids after bids after bids. And if you guys really want to learn and you want to learn a good process, then you can sit through and you can just watch a longer video, because I don't really have a better way of making it short, and I don't have the time to edit this video, edit videos and all that other type stuff. So I'm just going to record my process. I'll do a voiceover the whole time. I'll be talking and explaining stuff and going through that, and hopefully it helps, and if it makes your life better, if it makes your life more or your business more profitable and your home life more prosperous, then my goal has been achieved. And I really, really hope that that'll be the case. I know that I see on these forums so many people struggling in this business, and my main struggle in this business is whether or not I have too many employees or not enough employees, because it kind of goes up and down and up and down and up and down. But as far as profit, you can really, really make it in this business if you know the process. And for a long time I was reluctant to share the process because I didn't really want competition right on top of me. But people just aren't in this game anymore. Tons and tons of people are getting out of it, and I understand why. The expectations for a lot of these companies are just through the roof. A lot of them have got their own portals where they want you to you have to log the bids through their portals and their systems, and their servers are slow and this, that, and the other, and it's very, very time consuming. I personally have never outsourced any type of processing or putting the bids together. My mom, she does most of it. Most of that for me. If she has questions, she calls. So, I would say if that's an option for you, get somebody whom you trust and train them up on how to do this stuff, because that part of it is time consuming if you do it right, but that part of it is what turns the profit in your business. So it is extremely important, and to me it's the part where you certainly don't want to cut corners. And if you're doing it yourself like I did for many years, you'll unintentionally cut corners because you're flat exhausted. You go work all day, you spend the time to put this bid sheet together, you take all the photos, you come home and it has to be submitted, and you've already worked 12 hours, you're tired, and you have to do this before you go to bed, and either you just flat do it wrong, which I've done that so many times where I just put the wrong stuff in, and it costs me money. So getting somebody who you trust to really log this stuff, and I don't mean these companies from Bangladesh or any of that type of stuff. I mean, to each is their own, but I certainly would never do that, because I wouldn't want just a generic thing being done. There's a lot of liability in this business. It's your job to get these houses back up to conveyance conditions, and you just don't want to be taking those shortcuts. So that's my opinion on all of that. But like I said, I'm gonna strap this camera on. I'm actually headed to a property right now, and just start doing some walkthroughs. And I really hope that it'll help some of you guys. And like I say, it'll be something I do a little bit of moving in the future. And if there is anything that I don't touch on that you really want to know, you can leave a comment, and I'll respond to you. I think I respond to every comment on this channel, because I genuinely want to help other people and make the industry in a whole better, because the better that we get as a whole, the more we can charge, the better off we all are. So that's kind of my goal. But like I said, I don't want to chit chat for too long, but expect some videos with the chest camera and just some walkthrough and me talking through some stuff and all this, that, and the other. But I hope you guys have a good day. I know I'm looking forward to the fall. I'm sure you are too. So take care, and I'll see you soon.